Yay! Okay, JB.
Hey,
How's it going?
what you got today?
Good question. What I got is, how can I lose feelings for someone that I spend a lot of time with, who I love, and they love me, but not like that?
Oh, yeah. That's tricky to answer. Being patient with yourself about trying to lose those feelings is not something that you can just turn off most of the time, especially how long this attachment's gone on. If it's something that you kind of grew into, if it's, because it sounds like you said someone who doesn't love me like that, right? So it's kind of, maybe there's a friendship there that you don't want.
So, like, may not be to cut off that friendship entirely.
Right. Yeah. But you have to be really patient with yourself in losing those feelings. If you know for sure that that's not what they want from you, because again, you can't shut off how you feel right away. And you shouldn't try to ignore how you feel. You have to be respectful of other people, so if that's not what they want from you, that doesn't mean that you can act on those feelings just because you feel them. But you do have to realize that it's not something you can turn off straight away. And maybe you do need to take time away from them if that's what makes you attracted and attached to people. Maybe it's physical touch.
And this is something we talk about at group sometimes, that there's different ways that people like to give love to others, and that they tend to receive best from others. So because this question focused in on spending time with that person, they spend a lot of time with that person, and they want to lose those feelings. It indicates to me that time is something that's really important to that person and helps increase that connection. I would say, in general, I think that is true. The more time you spend with someone, the more time you spend touching that person, the more gifts you're exchanging. If you're serving that person, or if you're giving lots of compliments, all of those things will help promote bond and attachment and care.
Right.
So you want to focus on the area where it means the most to you. So if time is something that means the most to you, and it's really hard for you to keep yourself objective in that friendship, then time is something you need to cut back on. But if it's touch, that's something that, and hugging and stuff is just something that really affects you in that relationship, then maybe you need to set up some of those boundaries and just say, hey, I know all you want is to be my friend. So in order to maintain that, I need you to not touch me like this, right?
Right.
And it would go the same with gifts, which is another language, and with compliments. If that's something that really affects you, you need to be careful what you say to me, because it gives me the impression that you really care a lot about me in this way, where I get the sense that you actually don't. So I just need you to know that this is what your words are speaking to me, and if you want to stay at this level, you need to not say these kinds of things to me, right? So that's words of affirmation. That's another love language. And then we have acts of service, and that one kind of doesn't show itself until later as much. Acts of service comes out a lot more when you're married or living together. You have hours to maintain, and you have tasks you're doing together.
Right.
But I'm sure it comes out in other ways too. So if gifts as a language is something that means a lot to you, and there's a lot of exchanging going on between you two, and it's making it hard for you just to keep yourself in check.
Exactly.
And have that conversation like, hey, I want this friendship, and I know it's important to you, but in order to maintain this as a friendship, we need to be careful about how much we're giving things to each other.
Yeah, I think you're really hitting the nail on the head with the boundaries thing. For when a guy likes you and you don't like him, but for the other way around too, when you're trying to lose feelings as well. You touched on it a little bit with the boundaries of time and touch and stuff like that, placing those very straightforward, clear boundaries. But then there's also the boundaries of just like for you yourself, like how much time am I spending thinking about getting together with a person? How am I entertaining the idea of still being a couple with this person in the future? Still, like setting boundaries for yourself on internally, yes. So there's the external and the internal ones, yes. I think that's
a great point. Because you're right, a lot of our feelings, they come from here.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to get rid of feelings that you have for someone, like the first thing you need to address are the external factors that are playing into that, where those physical boundaries, emotional boundaries are coming in. But the second thing you need to do is set those internal boundaries and deal with what's happening in here. Like you're saying, how much time am I spending thinking about this? Because the more space you give that in your head, the more power it will have over your feelings and thereby what you decide to do with it. Like you can override your feelings. You can choose to make a decision that totally goes against what you're feeling. That's what bravery is all about, right? We are feeling afraid, but we act in spite of that. That's what makes us courageous. Exactly. And in the same way, you can override those feelings. But I'm telling you, if you can control your thoughts, which then controls your emotions, it's a lot easier to make those decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to get rid of those feelings if you're still dwelling on them. You know.
So I guess the bad news for this question asker is that you're in a situation right now that's hard and complicated, and if you want it to change, you need to come to terms with the fact that your relationship with that person might change. And you might not like the way it changes. So if you're ready for that to happen, then go for it and reach out for the support who care about you, because it may be very hard for you to stick with it once you've made the decision, especially if you're getting pushback from that friend. Say this guy, he doesn't love you like that, but he still wants to be your friend. How are you going to be strong because you care about that person? In order to, like, if you have to even end that friendship, like that's like the thing we don't want to happen, but it's a possibility if that's what you need in order to make your happiness,
balance, and being well-rounded and pursuing things that are for the better of your future.
So we appreciate your question, and I would just encourage you to get some connection with your girlfriends or people in your life that are supportive and care about you. Or you start to decide what you're going to do. I will remind you guys again, because we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I think that this is a great question. It was a great conversation, and I hope you guys found this helpful. So if you guys have any other questions that you would like to ask, you can go on to curiouscat.me/courageousbeauty and submit your questions there to answer. And with that, I think that we'll hop off. All right?
Cool.
Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate you being on here with me.
No problem.
And for everyone else, we will see you tomorrow at 2. Okay, have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Bye.